Probably be on like 45 to an hour. We'll see. Depends if there's anything that's worth taking trade wise this evening. Now we got FOMC out of the way. Now we got FOMC out of the way. We can, resume as we were, as per se. But I mean, lowered rates and markets still decided to roll over. We'll give it a minute or so, then we'll talk thoughts. Moving into an area of interest now for sure on Bitcoin. Check I'm recording. All right, so for those that know how these go, and for those that don't, probably might have some new people here. Usually I stream during EU sessions, so I do enjoy streaming in the evenings though. Just struggle at the moment to find time to stream in the evenings, but it's nice to hop on. All right. So obviously we've seen a pretty strong move from BTC, right? It has just been grinding up, and sort of since Monday. Bear with. All right, so BTC's been mega strong, like this whole move up. We're yet to really see that like 15 to 20 to 30% pullback that we do get normally in cycles, right? There's no doubt about that. Like we've been having 10% pullbacks, 15, like 13% pullback. I'm not gonna say 15 because it wasn't, and potentially, I'm not saying it's here, but this sort of structure for a top is super clean, especially if this deviates, which is what I'm going to talk about now in the lower time frame, and why I think this 100k region is so important to hold now for Bitcoin. Not necessarily important to hold for like bags. Like at the end of the day, if let's say we do sell off here and then run the low into like 88 and then leg up again, like we're still going to leg up following whatever downside move we get. That's if we're getting downside. I'm not sitting here saying, but it's easier for me to talk about the lower time frame here. But as a whole, this structure on like the 12-hour with the like decrease in momentum, and even on the daily as well, right? We can see there's like a decrease in momentum in the Awesome Oscillator and also the RSI. The signs are there for a bit of a sell-off at least, but as long as we hold above 100k, like 103 to 100k, I think we shouldn't assume that Bitcoin will sell off yet. 100k, you've got like that whole number. 100k whole number is always a really nice place to hold, like psychologically, like a full number like that can be a good place to hold. And obviously it's 100k, so in people's minds 100k, anything towards 100k seems like a discount when price was trading at like nearly 108 recently. So as long as we can now hold into this region on BTC, I think we're going to continue to grind up and resume as we have been doing so, right? Which is just like this constant grind up, and eventually what you get is sometimes in this price action, if we don't break down here and if we don't like tuck under here, and sell off. Like, if we start to close below 100, 103 to 100k now, there's a pretty good chance we're going to be running these lows and maybe even these lows down here. And then from that high, that's looking like a 15+% move, which historically in bull markets is a really nice place to bid, like 15 to 30% like downside moves. And there's the obvious case that there is far more interest in Bitcoin this time around with regards to larger participants and how mature the market is now compared to 2020 and 2021, right, where we were seeing much steeper and larger market-wide pullbacks along the way up, right? And like you can see, like we had like a 17%, like they were much more common, like these market pullbacks, 13%. And then, when we got further into the cycle, we got those much larger swings, 30%, 27%, 18%, right? And then even again, like we're looking at 2017, we got the same sort of thing, right? 45%, and that like these pullbacks get larger and smaller and smaller every time because the market is maturing, right? Like 30%, right? We sort of, as of right now, we've gone from doing like 40 to 30% pullbacks. So like in our current previous cycle, we were doing sort of like 15 to 30% pullbacks on the way up. And then, this time around, we are seeing much more shallower pullbacks from Bitcoin, right? Like 20%, 18%, 20%, 20%. Obviously, this was a much larger pullback in the grand scheme of things, 30%. And really, we have not seen like that 15 to 20% pullback that we historically get in the market. So when we're looking at previous cycles in 15 to 30, like for me, I'm thinking that this cycle we're looking at like 10 to like 25/20% pullbacks max, right? And then if we're looking at current price, if we're seeing when that's going, 15 to 20%, that puts us around at 88k, which, as I just discussed, seems like the place to bid if we can't hold here now. For me, like if we don't hold here, I think we're going to run basically all of these lows here. Yeah. So, let's assess here and we see how we react into 102. We might be able to take some longs tonight, depending how we react here. It could be a nice place to look for some continuation. But as a whole, like structure wise, this is like toppy PA, right? But we don't confirm that unless for me, we lose the prior high, like the second high. So you've got like 1, 2, 3. For me, if we basically get stuck below the second high, then that kind of locks in the 3 drive as people call it, right? And then we get the pullback, and then this is where we look at bidding again. But for now, like support here. For now, support, and we look to continue to hold 100k, and if we do pull back here, then just remember that this is one of the many pullbacks we will probably get on our journey to 140 to 170, which for me is end goal for Bitcoin price, right? I'm looking at an end goal of like 140 to 170 eventually for BTC, and by sort of like March, April time, I think we'll be into that region. So, and then when we think about damn, that 30 minutes nasty. when we think about like pullbacks in the market, right, and Bitcoin, we have matured, yes, but we can never write off a deeper pullback. And even when the market cascaded, like on altcoins, like BTC only pulled back 7%. So it's yet to see that much deeper pullback, but we have been getting them. But for now, we look at holding this region. I think this is a really nice place to hold. You've sort of got this like daily demand here, right? That we're retesting. Daily demand, this prior range high on the lower time frame, if you want to call it that. Yeah, look at that. We basically just flushed out some longs into FOMC by the looks of things. It took a while to flood them out. Sorry, I have no one. It's a pretty nice bottom, to be honest. On 1 minute, I should have been paying attention. Bear with, I'm just seeing if we can long anything here. That was a pretty nice drop on alts. I want to discuss risk appetite a little bit in the market and how we can identify that, and then we'll look at some charts. Popcat was strong off the bounce. Peanut, Portal, Moodang. Seems like Soul Memes was strong, which is a pretty good sign, which I want to talk about now. Guess that's Ina, yeah. Right. Corner, I just want to go over it again, and then we can look at some charts, and this will be pretty useful to you in the future. So this is baskets. Like, please don't ask for this template. It's not my template. It's a friend's template, and I'm not going to ask him to hand it out because I'm sure he spent a while making it, and that sort of template he could probably get money for that. So I'm not going to think that he spent the time making it for himself, right? It's kind of like his edge in the market. So I'm very grateful to be given that. Did my Morpho alerts go off? I wasn't even paying attention. My alerts not working, or what? What's going on? Morpho. Oh, I must have been yapping when they went off. Like a All right, let's watch for flip here Morpho, and maybe we can take a position on it. If we can flip the EMA 21 on the 5 minute, I think maybe we can leg up again. That's annoying. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I was not paying attention. And G2 alerts went off as well. Well, I've been waiting for this G2 area for a while. So daily demand here. Fix a signal problem? No, not really. It's not finished. I need to still tweak it and work on it. I asked some people on Twitter. It seems like it's better to learn Python to do it because ChatGPT is not great with conditions, by the sound of things, especially for beginners. All right, let's smell out for this. I want to just discuss baskets and risk appetite, and then we can get looking at some charts and that EMA strat. Right, so I posted about this earlier. This is the baskets from the 10th of December, so our bottom back on the 10th. You can see that since the bottom, Solana meme coins and meme coins have been, baskets, only selective Solana and memes and meme coins, but they have been the worst performers. When you, how do I explain this? It's no doubt, right, that meme coins have been performing badly since the 10th, right? The likes of Pepe, like on the 10th, barely dropped, right? It saw 17%, and you can see how from there it's just continued to roll over, right? When you look at prior drops we had, like the 13th of November, and the move up from our bottom on the election date, meme coins were early movers. They were the leaders in the market. They were the coins that were rallying the most, and they were the coins that were bringing the most interest to the market and had the most inflow for the majority of the move up, right? Obviously there were some other tech coins that were doing well and other baskets that were doing well, but for the most part, meme coins were like early leaders, and they, eventually once they started to top around here and started to sell off, this is when we started to see the money trickle from meme coins into other coins, right? And these other coins then started to rally even higher, right? And play catch up, right? And this is always going to be how it goes, especially at the moment with how oversaturated the market is and the lack of liquidity we have in the market for the amount of altcoins. It's constant hot potato, right? Of money like bouncing around between baskets until until we eventually top, which we did, right? We topped on altcoins, and Dino coins were the last to move, right? So the way it was looking at the moment is that memes run, and then memes/Sol were like early movers, and then once these topped out, money moved into something else. So let's just say like RWA coins /L1s/L2s, or we'll say L1s, RWA/L1, and then the money then trickled from this into L2s, and then eventually we had Dinos running, right, which then topped us, right? And then we start the cycle again. Money goes into memes. So, noticing the fact that meme coins and Solana meme coins, since that liquidation drop, have been the worst performers, it's pretty telling of the risk appetite in the market, right? Because memes seem to bring the most risk into the market. They seem to bring the most attraction into the market, and that is going to be the trend for this cycle. So if we drop, right, and memes are not getting attention, and neither is like Sol and Sol memes, they're not getting attention. For me, this is a sign that there's a lack of interest still in meme coins, right? And this can also be backed by looking at the OI of the market, right? Like the general altcoin market, if we exclude BTC and ETH and we look at the OI since our drop, right, that was our bottom. Where's it gone? That was our bottom on the 10th, right? So we had, roughly total open interest in the market, only including Binance, Bybit, OKX, and Hyperliquid, right? So it's not all exchanges, but most of the volume is coming from these exchanges, right? We had 17 bill of open interest in the market, excluding BTC and ETH, right? And the market flushed, and we lost almost 7 bill of OI, right? Since then, we didn't actually put any OI back into the market, really. We did a little bit, but already now we're starting to see that recent OI get flushed out again, right? Sort of, not this exact OI, but this was telling, right? The fact that we never added back a bunch of OI to the altcoin market, which, don't get me wrong, is healthy. Like, it's healthy, the fact that we didn't add OI back to the market again. It's healthy that from the drop, BTC started to lead, and BTC rallied to all-time high. Meanwhile, altcoins were still struggling. Yeah, this is a good sign. This is healthy for the market in the bigger picture things. Because what we didn't want to see, right, was BTC rally to all-time high, and then we just saw like open interest on altcoins start to rocket again, and then like see funding. Like funding, you can see funding since it just like hasn't even crept back up again. Like, if we'd start to see funding creeping up again, like, that would have been unhealthy. We didn't want to see that. We're back to BTC leading the market, and this can be positive in the future, because the higher BTC goes, the higher likely Sol and Leaf will go, and then eventually that money's going to trickle into altcoins, only at the right time, right? So noticing when Sol and memes are getting attention is a good sign for risk in the market. And for me, the fact that we never saw, I was vocal on this back after the drop, right? The fact that we started to not see so much interest in memes and altcoins, memes and Solana coins and Solana ecosystem, was pretty telling to me that there was not much interest in the market just yet. And that's also, that's also a valid statement, given we've added barely any OI back to the altcoin market, which, like I said, is positive, right? So yeah, for future reference, if we do get a drop, let's just say BTC, for example's sake, BTC doesn't hold here, and we drop, and on a bounce, BTC also rallies, but with this, we see memes lead the altcoin market. This can be really positive, and I think this is when we look at having a strong risk appetite and risk on signal back in the market again. But until then, like, you can just see the lack of interest in the market since our drop on the majority of altcoins, right? Like, altcoins are making new lows since that drop. Pepe, for example, is officially down like 30% off the highs. Again, I saw Say today, like, this looks cooked. Look at Say, right? I had a really bad bounce. Like, it was obvious, right? This had a bad bounce, got stuck below the point of breakdown, right? It's your standard market structure setup. For anyone that follows me, and for anyone that has read through episode 5 of the MSM series, you'll know that this is a weak bounce in the market, especially off such a drop, like such a large liquidation event that we had. Like, it was fucking massive, and we've just rolled over. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the licks have looked like recently. I haven't checked, but we wiped a lot of OI, and the fact that we're still rolling over as well, it's pretty mad. Let's see. Alt's getting battered. Got like Doge limit here, which is currently inactive, but I'm leaving it. Leaving it as an area of interest. So we've in the past 24 hours we've had another 600 mil of longs wrecked, which is mad. And sorry, I'm not showing. 90 mil of long liquidations in the past hour in altcoins. So yeah, it's rough out there at the moment, I have to admit. But I mean, if as long as we can hold here tonight, I think we have chance of putting in some like classic double bottoms on altcoins, right? As long as we can hold here on BTC, I think it's pretty important now that we hold like 103, 103 to 100. It's important if we can like bounce from here and start to rally again. Like BTCD is spiking as well. But yeah, we potentially we start to look at putting in some double bottoms on alts, right? I mean, like you can see the last time we sort of done this like double bottom. Like historically, they like tend to bounce. Ondo's been really strong. I mean, RWA has been really strong. Actually. Let's see. I'll ask Arrow. Yeah, I think someone said he done Pocky's indicators, so I'll speak to him. So it seems this bearish PO will take some time to resolve. Safe to say we won't see strong bounces to end of year. It's hard. Obviously, we're going into holidays now. Let's look at prior history on like Bitcoin around Christmas time. That was Christmas, right? We didn't really do too much into it. And then we had the ETF launch. Christmas. Historically, we do rally into the new year in bull markets. Yeah. Fuck this chart. Pumped on Christmas Day in 2020. I do remember that, to be fair, because I had COVID over Christmas, and I remember just sitting in my room staring at the Bitcoin price on Christmas Day. That was good fun, man. Make crypto great again. But yeah, like historically, we pump following Christmas. It's just like seasonality, right? It's same thing with summer chop. If I could give you like a rough outlook, we do. As of right now, I don't like near term. I don't know. I think maybe we could do something like that if we don't hold 100k into 88 and then up. But as a whole, I think we get a move into 120, sell off, move into 120 with BTCD spiking. We sell off. I don't know, probably like maybe like 15% or something. I need a time schedule on this because March, April, roughly. So we get some sort of move into 120, market sells off. On this bounce, this is where we start to actually see this like BTCD spikes. BTCD spikes into the high, market blows off. From the bounce, we see altcoins outperform, and then we get something similar to 2020, 2021, where you get this like rounded top on BTC, with like pullbacks along the way, eventually topping into like April. But this period, I think we're very close to this period. I think we're very close to seeing this BTC blow off. We just need to see a spike from it now, really. At some point, spike and blow off from BTCD. It's like got too much strength at the moment. I think either we hold here and we rally to 120 and then sell off, and then we see alt performance, or if we can't hold here, 88, and then this is where we see alts rotation down here. Like, it would be really nice at some point to get this sort of like sell off from BTC, and with that we see like BTCD like spike, and then when BTC then bottoms, we see that BTCD blow off, right? That's going to be the trigger for us to go all in, along with meme coins leading. Okay, I'm done rambling now. Let's look at some charts. I needed to get some thoughts off my chest because I haven't streamed this week, so but I'm fine. He looks good. How long have we been on? Half an hour, nice. That's good. Half an hour market discussion and then half an hour charts. Do you guys want me to talk about this EMA thing or no? I am going to do a video on it tomorrow, so just wait till then. It does look good. Didn't they have news today or something? All right. Quite like this, Oh, partnered with Trump's project. I'll hold out on this. I haven't got my buy signal yet. It does look nice though on the daily. I mean, this 4 hour is kind of res. I mean, like when you look at the daily, that's res down there, like it's flipped, but still got to consider this region here. Like it should be as simple as watching for a flip of this region. From there, I would probably also get the crossover with from my EMAs as well on the 30-minute. You probably see like my EMAs cross. So then you'd probably get a buy signal. And then I'd use the lower time frame to get in, but yeah, should be as simple as watching for like a reclaim above here, and it probably like takes out all of this. Probably goes to 143 to be honest, if the market bounces tonight, if we can hold here. Like personally, I kind of want to see like BTC hold above like 103, like bounce into 100k, but you know I kind of want to see it hold above here. If we start closing under here, I think this can get really ugly, or at least it will look ugly. It's annoying. I had alerts up here for a short today. It didn't get high enough. Had like I was just looking for that. It had really nice toppy structure. ETH as well. I've been very vocal on this. Like 4K ETH is so difficult. Like yeah, like people are trying. Like people have been ball posting ETH into this like massive 4K weekly resistance. Like I don't get it. Like if it had flipped above there, then we could have easily traded to like 4,800. But like I can't see why people were like ball posting ETH into this area. It's pretty mad. And the ones who did, look what they've done to us. They've cooked us. They fucking nuked us. As per usual. The ETH traders are nuking the market once again. Blame JD. Motherfucker's been bull tweeting ETH. Could get his ass. Yeah, Virtual took a stop on this today. Annoying him on really, but I mean, stop loss is there for a reason. It did eventually, maybe got stopped around 173. It did eventually go back above our entry, but I mean, like, it's just rolled over again. For me, that was an important place to hold. Here, which is why my invalidation was under here. Tau, yeah, we can look at Tau. Probably going to round trip my spot bag on this as well. Fucking sucks, honestly. I was in from 440. %70 move. There's some double bottoms forming here. If BTC can continue to hold here, then we could double bottom on a lot of these alts. But this is looking heavy on the 4 hour right now. Happy fucking holidays, eh? Can you look at Vanry? Yeah, sure. Classic Christmas tree PA. Merry Christmas. Holy shit, bro! This is tanking. This could run like. If we don't hold 100k now, like 100k is the last point. If we don't hold 100k, we could go. We're going to go like 94.88, and I think we max bid because if we don't hold there, that's rough. It's real rough. Weirdly enough, like alts are doing okay. I think if BTC starts to bottom at 100k, we could see some big bounces on stuff. Johnny's going to be bummed he closed his short, didn't he? He had a nice short on BTC, I think. Sorry, I'm being slow with these chart requests. There's a lot to juggle right now. We're actually getting a decent drop. But it's like alts are not really budging. Like BTC isn't really. I mean, because BTC is not showing much strength here on this drop. Like that's why alts are holding quite well. Ondo, yeah, I'll look at Ondo. This whole area is pretty nice for Vanry, to be honest. I like. I don't really use fair value gaps much anymore, but they can be nice when you get like a range break like this. Like when you have, Vanry like 100-day range, and then the range gets broken, and on that break you get left with this fair value gap, like the market imbalance. These can be pretty nice areas to bid, especially when they line up with the the range break area into here. Another coin that I was just, like I was just discussing with the double bottoms. This PA on altcoins reminds me of July 2021. Sorry, I didn't even look at Tau, did I? Let me get these in line so I can remember. Henry. It'd be poetic because you could probably imagine, there's people waiting for this area to bid Vannery. All in all, I think the higher time frame looks pretty good for it. Like I don't see any reason why it should close back under 0.1, like back under here. I think it's quite a nice chart actually. Like this is the obvious retest, like 0.11 to like 0.1, I guess. Back towards this region, it seems like the obvious bid. Like if you're lucky enough to get filled down here, then for sure, I think that's a nice area to buy. I would be shocked if Tau doesn't sweep these lows. And it kind of did a little bit, but not really much. Oh, that Binance wick. God, the charts all over the place. They're fucking everywhere. Tau's pretty simple. I think as long as it holds this region, I don't see any reason. Like as long as it holds like 500 to 480, I don't see any reason why I should go lower. It might wick down a little bit, but for the most part, it should continue to hold above 480. Is it safe to long right now? I think I want to see how this 4-hour closes. If this 4-hour closes strong, I think we can take some longs for sure because alt's barely budging on that move down. And 103 to 100 is a pretty important place for BTC to hold. Is it safe to long or is it safe to long term? I mean, I wouldn't long Tau personally. Like, if I'm gonna long something, I'm longing something that's had strength lately, not something that's bounced weak and has bled for the past week or so again. Like maybe if Tau put in a reclaim or something back above here, I'd be interested. It would probably like break out and run back up into like 600s, but I don't know. I'd either sweep watch for a sweep under 500, so under 480, sorry, or I'd bid back above here once it shows some strength. But right now, I would personally long Tau. To be honest, I haven't looked at many charts today. I've just been I've just been focusing on outliers this week, really, like avoiding looking at a lot of these coins. Although they are starting to get appealing now, like sweep. Excuse me, sweeping our lows again. Morpho's good. We probably could have long based off this structure, but it kind of goes against my system here. Like we've got a buy signal on the M5 now because we flipped back above the M5 and the 30-minute. This is the 30-minute EMA 21. That's the 30-minute EMA 89. The M5 buy signal only forms when the 21 is trading higher than the 89. But now we're still below the 89, which I need to add. Right, technically this buy signal should not be forming because we're still trading below the EMA 89 on the 5 minutes. So, which is kind of why I'm looking for a crossover here in EMAs, reclaim the breaker, and then we leg up. And this is all part of the system. Like you can't just trade using EMAs personally. I think you need to like sort of understand price action as well, and these are just a bonus in looking at continuation and trend reversals. I used them a lot in the last cycle, and they work really well in like strong trending coins, but you need to know how to use them correctly. I'm doing a video on these tomorrow. I'm going to upload a video tomorrow on using these EMAs. So that should be handy. And then once the indicator's properly working, I mean, you don't actually need the indicator. Like, you don't actually need the buy signals. Like, you don't actually need the buy signals. The only reason I'm making the indicator is because I want to automate it to a Discord channel so that when I get a buy signal on something, it tells me, so I don't have to sit and like search manually, basically. Like the likes of UX Link, for example. So, I would want to get automated when I get a buy signal, and then that way I can, because instead of me scanning through charts to see what the buy signal with the crossover has been given on, okay, I've got my Discord alert on. Let's say I got my Discord alert on UX Link. I can go then look at the chart, see how it's reacting. Now I've got the crossover. I watched the lower time frame for an entry. I mean, it's a bit different because I know this is going to go up, so it's like swayed my concept of it. But so probably would have taken along there, like on this. Again, this is all going to be in the video tomorrow. But this looks nice because the price tested the EMA 89 on the M30 chart, EMA 89, and then from there, we've still got the EMA 21 trading higher than the EMA 89 on the 30-minute, and then from there it then moved up, reclaimed the 5-minute 89 and the 5-minute EMA 21. Then you get the crossover, and we can start to see the lower time frame buy signals come in again. So this is probably where I would have longed. But it's just more about getting it automated, to be honest, so I don't have to sit and manually watch it. Is Bitcoin done dumping? I don't think so. Listen, I want to say it again. 100k is a nice place to hold, but for me, I want to see a reclaim back above 103. Like I've said this multiple times, but we don't want to get stuck under 103, 102. If we get stuck under here, if we bounce and get stuck, we're at risk of running the lows down here, personally. So let's see how. Let's just wait. Like I can't tell you, looking at the 1-minute chart right now, that Bitcoin is done dumping. And if I thought that, I probably would be long, right? So I'm just going to wait and see how the 4-hour closes. Now might be an evening to stay awake, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of want to see a reclaim above here, like this daily demand. This is daily demand. If as long as we can hold this daily demand today or tonight, I think maybe we can look at putting in a reclaim above 103 and maybe starting a next leg up. But until then, we are at risk now of getting trapped under here, and range be range. Next stop is probably range low again. All right, any more chart requests, and then we'll call it there. I'll do 1 or 2 more. Yeah, for real. Let me call Satoshi real quick. What's Satoshi? I need to eat dinner as well, so I'm hungry. Goat and Inge, there we go. That's 2. Then we'll call it a stream. Goat rallied off the back of last week. I think speculation that it was going to get the Coinbase listing following Peanut, but it didn't happen, and now it's rolling over. Probably going like 5-4 here, realistically. I think lower time frame, like if we shake off this move today and we get a V shape, which I don't think is going to happen, but if we do, like we could get some nice longs and alts. But I'm unsure that this is going to V shape overnight. mean, you got support towards like 152. And maybe look for some sort of market trigger under this support around 1.051 for a long. Otherwise, I don't know. There was a lot of hope that it was going to get a Coinbase listing, which I think is why it was strong, but they sort of slowed up. All right, last chart, and then we'll call it that. I'm convinced here, to be fair, that if BTC can hold 100k now, we can double bottom on these alts, similar to what we've done back here. Because like, everyone's looking for like a sweep, and it just leaves people sidelined. We get like double bottom and leg up. Like that would be max pain. So let's see how BTC closes tonight, because we might get some nice bottoms on alts. Like for example, like looking at this in chart, realistically, I would think that it probably needs to go to 21 under here. But there's a good chance that it could double bottom here, depending on BTC. But for now, like, yeah, just look at this. You know, it depends on BTC, but I think 21 looks good on Hinge. 21 to 20 for some spot ads, and you got like, that's like a 40% move off the highs. Currently, it's like 30% down, which nice. Copy past the last move, I would say. That won't go. All right, guys. We'll call it there. I need to eat dinner. It's 9 o'clock, so appreciate everyone stopping by. Good turnout this evening. I'm streaming again tomorrow with the boys. Enjoy my beans. Thank you, bro. See ya. I'll upload the recording now. Bye-bye.